Welcome to Not So Creative. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do the Italian cast on, a technique that creates a seamless and stretchy edge. It looks rolled over and there is no need for waste yarn to pull out. This cast on is perfect for ribbon, projects like hats, cuffs or sweaters. If you're looking to elevate the finish of your knitted pieces, this cast on is a must-have in your toolkit. So grab your yarn and needles and let's get started. For a tighter edge, you can use smaller needles than used for the rest of the ribbon, only for the cast on. Before we start, make sure to leave a tail long enough to cast on all the stitches. A good estimate is to leave about 4 times in length what you're casting on. Let's begin by setting up the yarn correctly. Here's how to hold the yarn. First, place the tail of the yarn over your thumb and the working yarn over your index finger. Use the rest of your fingers to lightly hold the 2 strands in your palm to keep them in place. Now, you should have a loop of yarn, forming an open triangle shape. Make a slip knot or make the first stitch like this, placing the needle under the yarn and twisting it. This is going to be your first knit stitch. Here's how to create the stitches. To cast on the purl stitch, we have to go down underneath your index finger all the way to the thumb yarn. Then we go over the thumb yarn and pull the loop back up behind and to the top of the tail on your index finger. This stitch has a bump at the base and resembles a purl stitch. To cast on the knit stitch, reach the needle tip under the thumb yarn over the top of the index finger yarn and pull the loop forward underneath the thumb yarn and back up to the top. This stitch is smooth on the bottom and resembles a knit stitch. Repeat these steps to alternate between knit and purl stitches until you have the amount of stitches needed to cast on. We have to turn our work, so we can start working on 2 setup rows of tubular knitting. Before turning our work, we have to secure the last stitch. Use your tail yarn and pass it over and then under the working yarn. Now, turn your work. For the first setup row, we knit the knit stitches and slip the purl stitches purlwise with the yarn in front. For the second setup row, we work the stitches we didn't work on the last row. That means we do the same as before actually. Knit the knit stitches and slip the purl stitches purlwise with yarn in front. Quite simple. After we finish these two setup rows, we can join in the round and continue with the 1x1 ribbon. To eliminate this gap that appears after joining in the round, what I like to do is take my darning needle to weave in the tail. As you can see, the right leg of this stitch is missing. So, going from the back, I insert the needle here and then go through the left leg of the stitch on the right. There is no gap anymore, so I can weave in the tail as I would normally do, and that's it. If you enjoyed this tutorial, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Not So Creative for more knitting tips and techniques. Have you tried this cast on before? Let me know in the comments what you think or if you have any questions. Happy knitting, and I'll see you in the next video.